So hello friends, welcome to the new video of C programming and data structures. So let's start the video. So let's see a topic of structure of C program. Basically every programming language has its own structures like C, C++, Java and Python. So the structure of C programming language is quite different. So let's see. First comes the document section, and next preprocessor section, and global declaration section, and comes the main code, main function section. So let's see. So let's we discuss one by one. So the document section consists of a set of comments including name of the program and necessary details. So basically comments in programming is of is to make the code readable and understandable to the fellow programmers. So it is ignored by the compiler while compiling the code. So next we move to the preprocessor section. So some header files are included in the C programming, which is automatically default in C programming language. So let's see. As we by the syntax of single line and multi-line commands, so you can read by this line by line. I'm showing the notes. So preprocessor section contains header files, symbolic constants, which can be thoroughly defined in a particular program, in the specific program, in order to say. So it can be accessed in any part of the program. So a preprocessor statements begin with a hash symbol. Basically hash symbol. Header files are included in the using the statement hash include, and opening angular brackets, and mentioning stdio.h. The .h is the extension of the header file. So in the above code, stdio.h is a header file which is included using the pre-processing directive hash include. So stdio.h header file is used to allow use of printf statements to provide program output. And one more header file I want to say mention here is hash include standard lib, yes, that is stdlib.h, which includes exit function. So the this preprocessor section defines all symbolic constants needed by a program. So let's let let's discuss the hash define function. Sorry, hash define preprocessor. In the above code, the pi is a symbolic constant whose value is 3.14, which can be used in any part of the programming in many times. The value can't changes. It is not changeable. It is globally declared outside of the main function with the help of hash define. So next, global declaration section. There are two types of declaration, global and local declaration. Basically, the syntax of global declaration, that is also called as variable declaration. The variable is nothing but a name given to a memory location. It is some memory is allocated. like the data types first is mentioned, like int, integer, and float, boolean, and character. Some sort of spaces are included in the memory, and the variable name we can give only a specific variable name in the C programming language. Some sort of rules are there for variable names. Syntax for function definition, declaration. Return type of the function, function name, and parameters. It is not necessary. If you interested, you can put on the parameters in the function declaration. So the example code is given for preprocessor section, global variable declaration, and function declaration. So you can understand, for preprocessor section, it starts with hash include and using angular bracket using angular brackets stdio.h, and for global variable declaration, the data type is mentioned, and the variable name a is assigned to 5, and it is terminated by a semicolon. You can see, so in C programming, semicolon is must and mandatory, so you can use only semicolon. If you not use, it shows the error message. So followed by function declaration. Function declaration, the return type is void and the function name is add. That means adding two numbers, int, integers, two integers are passed as parameters to the function declaration. So let's see about main function. The main function section is the most important section of any C program. The compiler starts executing C programs from the main function. So from the main function only, the compiler reads the code of the C program. Each C program should contain only one main function. Main function should not be terminated by a semicolon. Otherwise, it will give error. The return type should be mentioned before main function. It is not mandatory. Example of the program is given as void main function or int main. There are two main functions examples are given. So we see here, just like so, main function consists of two parts, declaration part and other one is executable part. All the variables that are later used in the executable part are declared at this part. Executable executable part, this part contains the statements that are to be executed by the compiler. So these are two parts. So next, move to the next page. So we are seeing about the curly braces, flower braces. Instead of that, we call it as flower braces. So each C program should have a pair of curly braces followed by the main function. The left curly brace indicates the beginning of the main function, the right curly brace indicates the ending of the main function. So beginning of the main function starts with flower brace and ending of the main functions ended closes with flower brace. So the sample example is given, so you can understand it, and local declaration section is also given. So we move as forward, so it is understandable. The local declaration section comes inside the function and it's visible within the function. Describe the data. Okay, it is understandable. Executable. Local declaration section mentioned with a C program structure, basic structure. It doesn't returns any output. So next is executable part. So here the part contains statements that are to be executed by the compiler. These statements provide instructions to the computer to perform a specific task. So let's move. So here we see a sample basic C program which prints a output of a variable. So the compiler reading starts with main function. Its return type is void, and inside the curly brace integer is defined as a variable. Variable declaration is done of b is assigned to 6 and c is empty variable c, and after the ternary operator the next line c is incremented by b, so 5 plus b. So we have already declared and initialized b is equal to 6, then 5 plus 6 is equal to 11. So the next line, by using printf function we are printing the variable c. So the printf function is starts with double quotes. Inside the double quotes percentage d is integer format specifier. So after the comma the c variable is inserted and c is equal to level. The output is getting. Okay, so next section we are going to see about is user defined functions section. Function is basically it is a part of code, or else we can say as block of code which can be called and run as many times we want. We can use for loop or while loop or any other uh, functions, other function we can use to call. So we can actually there are two types of functions. One is user defined function and predefined functions. Predefined functions like printf, scanf in C and so on, and user defined function in which user can define by their own wish. So example 1 we have already seen, so let's move to example 2, that is the addition of two numbers. Basically we are defining a function to add two numbers. So console input output header sorry preprocessor section is included and global declaration mm, is done of a function, and the main function starts and integers local variable declaration like abc are given, and using clear screen function the terminal first clears, and by the printf executable statement the output in the output enter two numbers is shown, and by scanf we can get user input values from the user like two values. Enter any two numbers. For summing we need two numbers, percentage a, sorry percentage d, by using format specifiers for integers, and we can also use percentage f for float and percentage c for character, and ampersand basically is known as address, that is address of the operator, sorry address of the variable. Ampersand a refers to address of the variable a, and ampersand b refers to address of the variable b, and c is assigned to a function that is add a comma b. that is actually function call. And after that the compiler moves to the function add, and the two a and b are passed as parameters to the add function. Here in function a comma b are known as arguments, that is known as actual values, and passed to the function as a parameters. So parameters are also called as formal parameters. And int z, another variable local declaration for the function only add, named as add, and it stores the sum of a and b, which is passed as x and y in the functions add, and it returns the sum 2 and 3. So return z. So we can see the functions return type, and main functions return type, sum functions return type. It returns the sum. After that printf sum is percentage d and c. So it returns the z to the sum. So basically the output is shown side. So that's all in this video. So we have seen the structure of C program. So if you have any doubts, please ask me in these comments below the video. So that's all. Thank you. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.